So we're manager Brad Cooke following the 2-0 win at home against Marske United. Brad, in last week's interview, you asked some really big questions of the lads, and today they gave you some answers.
They did. The most important thing today were 3 points. That's two home games that we've won back to back, which we needed to do. It's 2 home games where we've got a clean sheet, and there was questions. We needed answers to certain questions, and they delivered on that. I can't fault them. It's another 10-game block now that we've got 12 points from, so we've got 12 in each of our 10-game blocks, and I still think there's a lot more to go. And that's the frustrating thing for me, and I know that's the frustrating thing for the lads in the dressing room as well. So, listen, the biggest thing today was to react. I thought we were fully deserved of the 3 points, and it's a good, solid performance.
A good, solid performance and a good, solid penalty, I suppose, from Danny Lafferty to open the scoring. But the word really has to go to Aaron Pettifer for that second goal. Similar move to Hyde, in terms of box to box, but Aaron finished it off this time, didn't he?
He did. He had a really good chance on Saturday at 0-0 away at Morpeth. We spoke after the game and he said, I'll put the next one in. He scored for Bolton B team on Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday. And then he's come on and scored today. So I'm delighted for him. He needed that. He needs to bring more goals to his game. I think he's a real complete midfielder and he's still learning his trade. But someone of his quality should be scoring more goals, and I'm delighted that he's got one today because his second half performance warranted that.
You were forced into a sort of change late on in the week with an injury to Nico, and we brought Mackenzie in from Bolton. Do you want to just talk a little bit about him and the solid start he's made to his Colts career today?
Yeah, I'd like to think that I'm quite well balanced in my interviews. Yeah, it's difficult when you lose football games. You get a camera shoved in your face and get asked about certain things, and you can be a little bit passionate and stuff. But I'm never one that will stand here and make excuses about anything. But I can now talk about where we've been over this last 2 weeks, because we've had an horrific time. Nico broke his finger on Saturday. He's going to be out for a while now. We had Owen Mooney, who's a great kid who we still had on loan from from Wigan, so he was going to just come back in, and sadly he's torn his meniscus. So massive thank you to Bolton again. The relationship that we've got with them and the people there have been absolutely fantastic with me ever since I walked through the door here. And they've been able to help us out with Mackenzie. He wants to get out and get games, and we needed a goalkeeper, and I'll be honest with you, that it was a fantastic performance from him. He really controlled the back line. I thought his kicking distribution was excellent, and we just looked very, very solid with him. So yeah, it's great that he's come in, he's kept a clean sheet. It's also great that Joe Lamado's come back in after being out, because we went up to Morpeth last week with probably 10 fit outfield players after playing the Rylands game on the Tuesday, and having 16, 17 players. So yeah, the excuses now, there's reasons and rhymes behind everything, but to be able to bring someone in of that calibre and quality in between the sticks has been, a blessing, because to lose 2 goalkeepers in the space of 4 days has been difficult.
Next up, we've got Bamber Bridge away from home. Look, we say it every week, no easy games, but what are you looking for from the lads in that one?
Well, we've got 2 games now. We've got Bamber Bridge on the Saturday, we've got Radcliffe on the Tuesday. It's really important that we've got lads that are willing to come in and step up if they need to do that. They've done that today. We left Jack Lenny out on Saturday, who was struggling a little bit. Bale's out Saturday, who was struggling a little bit. They've come in today and done really well, and it'll be exactly the same now over these next 2 games. We're a squad. We're in it together, and if you're not in it together, you will go. Simple as that. That's where we're at now as a unit. So it's going to be a really difficult game against Bamber Bridge, manager that I've got a lot of respect for. We went there and won last year 2-1. It's going to be a really, really tough afternoon for us. They're pushing on the playoffs, but we'll prepare right, and hopefully we can go there and get a positive result.
We'll catch you then, Brad.
Cheers, mate.